trick that you like going through an upward screen transition when you're actually going through a horizontal one. And it just kind of puts you like into this weird state where it doesn't know what to do, so it skips like 3 rooms. Also, this is Black Knight 1, is the first boss. We just stun lock him in the corner if I don't mess up. Alright. That was pretty decent. So on with explaining the game. So whenever I burst, which is this thing I do where, you know, once again I propel myself forwards, and there's like this green smoke coming behind me, that will turn me invincible briefly. It will like explode stuff around me, and yeah, it's like the thing that we use mostly throughout the entire run. And you can carry over the momentum from a burst with a double jump. So basically the main movement you will see me do is just burst, double jumping through the levels, and keeping up the pattern. So on top of that, obviously I also have a grounded jump, so Black Knight has 2 jumps, 1 ground, 1 double jump in the air. And you'll also see me throw bombs, which is like the primary way of attacking things. So you can throw 3 bombs at a time. There's a trick later that we'll see, I'll explain that further once it's actually like used, where you can throw 6 bombs in succession instead of only 3. But usually you will only be able to throw 3 bombs. And later on we'll also get Arcana, which is basically like, if you played Shovel Knight, the original game, it's like the equivalent of Shovel Knight's relics. So it's like magic items basically that you can use. The thing though with Plague Knight is they're really costly, whereas Shovel Knights are, you know, rather cheap. So while Shovel Knight any percent run gets like either 3 or 4, depending on what route you play, Plague Knight will only get 1, and that is like halfway throughout the run. So it's not relevant for right now at all. Now we're on King Knight stage. I'm kind of having too little time to explain all this stuff here, but yeah, this is the next stage we play. We could have also done Lit Shot, but it's faster to do Brightermore first because it's just like less open world movement. There's really nothing like really, you know, out of the order going on here. These flying rats here are RNG, but there's like, I don't know if you guys noticed, there was that one room where it wasn't like a really tight corridor. Sometimes the rat can mess you up there, but it didn't happen this time, so I'm glad about that. Also, another thing I should explain is Plague gets way more mileage out of damage boost. So right here you see me hit that rat on purpose to gain invincibility, and also like get flinged backwards way more than Shovel Knight would. Like you get flinged way more from a damage boost than Shovel Knight would. So that's used heavily throughout the run. And this is King Knight. The first part of this fight is rather scripted. We do this, and now after this it's kinda not RNG, but a bit inconsistent, because depending on where you position yourself, he will kind of like either jump to the left or to the right of you. It's kind of weird. But I got a pretty decent fight there, on top of a pretty good stage. So this is like, this run is still pretty solid, like 3 seconds behind world record, I think. Alright. So one thing that is really cool about Plague Knight that we sadly won't get to see, if you played this casually, you might remember you can like get these green coins and then research at Mona, which is like the main shop lady you see in the village. And you can unlock like different parts for your bombs, and then you can customize your own bombs. You sadly won't get to see that in any percent at all, because it just doesn't save any time. So we will always use the main bomb layout, which is just these bombs that bounce on the ground and then explode after a while or when they hit something. Meanwhile, New Game Plus 100% categories use different bombs that are, you know, better, but they're not worth getting any percent, sadly. So in Lit Shot we have, like, the main mechanic are these dark rooms where you just can't see for a while. They're really annoying casually, but I mean, speedrun wise they won't really matter that much because, you know, I have them memorized pretty much. We just damage boost through here. And now upcoming is the biggest RNG in the first, like, thing, the first half of the game. These frogs are completely random basically, and they can really mess you over. This room is a breeze with Shovel Knight. It's so much hell for Plague Knight. We got past that actually really good. Like, that was really good RNG right there. I get that like 1 out of 10 tries. That was really solid. And now this is the only like scary dark room, really, because here you can actually like use a chance of dying. But I shouldn't die here. Once again, I have those memorized. Alright. And now upcoming Spectre Knight, this is another boss that is turned into a campaign, so you can play this guy too if you own the game. We will bounce him into the corner and then hit him a bunch of times. And now this first teleport he does to the down left corner, he always does that. Oh, frick, I messed that up. It's fine though. I can do this back up. Oh my, okay, well. Yeah, and this second teleport is what I was trying to reference is, that teleport is random. I still got a decent fight there, but it was kinda all over the place. But basically that second teleport is, as I just said, it's random. He either goes down left or down right. It's just 50-50 chance. We actually got the good RNG there, so we got the lucky teleport, which is he goes into the corner you already positioned at. If he goes into the other corner and you get the perfect fight, you only lose about 3 seconds. So it's not as bad, but it's still just, you know, it's like dumb randomness that you just can't do anything. But it's not like too bad really. It's only bad if you mess up. Also now after completing the first 3 stages, we get a health upgrade for free. You get health upgrades after every 3 stages for Plague Knight. So that's pretty sweet. And now upcoming is Exploratorium. This is definitely like one of the main reset points. This is normally the stage you would fight Plague Knight in the main campaign. But obviously as we are playing Plague Knight, we will not play Plague Knight. Or we will not fight Plague Knight rather in the end. We'll fight Shovel Knight. And so the thing about Shovel Knight is he has a relic that he will use in the fight called the Face Locket, and that will turn him invincible for about 2 seconds. And obviously that sucks for multiple reasons. While he's invincible you can't hit him, obviously. And especially since you can't hit him, you will see that I will be doing a stun lock on him, so if you can't hit him he will, you know, escape that stun lock. So luckily we can prevent him using the Face Locket for some weird reason, by being below 2 health. So if I am below 2 health when I get there, he won't use it. So this is why this stage is so technical, I'd say. Or not technical, rather just... it's hard. Wait, let me explain this real quick. So I said earlier that you can only throw 3 bombs. So if you double jump after the first set of 3 bombs, you can immediately throw 3 afterwards. So you use that for some boss fights, or for this mini boss fight. Alright, now back to explaining. So the reason why Exploratorium is so hard is not only you have to care about your health a lot, which is really unique to this game. Like you... oh, I messed this up a bit. Should be fine though. Alright. But yeah, usually you only have to worry about not dying in terms of your health. This is like the only exception in the entire game, including all campaigns. Actually, let me grab this. Where that isn't the case. So we have to care like throughout the entire stage to be below 2 health once we get to the boss. And now the other thing that makes it so hard is that like all these pots and flamethrowers you saw there, they're all in a global cycle. So as soon as you mess anything up, it's just kinda like you have to wing it from there. Okay, this is bad RNG, the spawn point here is random. Alright, so if I do this right, you won't... no, this won't work. It did work! Oh my god, so I just got Iker skip. Basically, we pretty much always knew that if you time your bombs right, which is just throw them as fast as possible, he won't use Iker, which is the thing that heals him, and he will always use that normally. So for the longest time, we just didn't, like, you know, it was just inconsistent, because you can't really expect somebody to just mash as fast as possible and like get these perfect bomb throws all the time. But gladly, a fellow runner Eric found out that you can just like bind 2 buttons to attack. It's really so simple if you think about it. But it kinda made this category so much better. Oh. But yeah, he found out that you can just like bind 2 buttons, or more if you want to the same action. So you bind 2 buttons to attack, and just mash with 2 buttons, and it makes that fight way easier. It's still rather inconsistent. And if you like, he sometimes just escapes the stun lock too, which is even worse. Like I just got a perfect stun lock with Iker skip, so that is as good as it gets basically. But that guy can do like everything he wants to. There's that famous video by the former world record holder of this game, Tolu, called Plague Any % Simulator. Where he just is on like a legendary pace and he gets completely destroyed by Shovel Knight. Like sometimes he randomly throws an anchor and messes you up. Sometimes he just escapes his stun lock and does whatever he wants to. So I'm glad I got past it rather smoothly. And now this is Iron Whale. Underwater stages. Everybody likes those. Underwater mechanics are rather straightforward in this game, just like you'd expect them. You're more floaty, so you fall slower and you jump higher. Just like every other platformer ever. Alright, so I just got to the, through the past to tentacle rooms rather smoothly. It's somewhat hard, but there's like consistent strats for them. And now this is for 20 fish. It's like the mini boss of the stage. We call him for 20 fish because he likes to be so damn high. You'll see what I mean in a second. Because this guy's like movement pattern, once we actually get to fight him, is random. So sometimes he just likes to be high where you can't hit him really and just messes you up. And oh, this looks terrible. Oh my, yeah, this will be a 2-cycle. This is horrible. Or maybe not. No, this RNG's. Oh my. Actually, that strat I tried to use there, I'm pretty sure Dark Kako found. He's actually in the chat right now, I think. Like organizing this marathon. He found that strat where you go to the left of him. So that's pretty neat. Shout out to that guy. But yeah, that was terrible RNG. Preferably you like to 1-cycle him. Before you like does a dash from the left to the right screen. I didn't get it because that was just terrible randomness. Like that was as bad as it gets pretty much. Luckily we are past the random part of the games like soon enough. So it's the big random things in the game are, well, Prideamore. No, not Prideamore. I mean Lichard, where I mentioned the frogs and the boss. Now in Iron Whale, you have the mini boss and also upcoming boss here, Treasure Knight. He's also rather random. This looks good though. If he hookshots up to the ceiling, okay, he didn't do it. Yeah, he can hookshot up to the ceiling and that costs you a bunch of time. So this is pretty much good past most of the random part of the game. Oh, well, not random part, I shouldn't say that hard, but you know. There's not major randomness coming up anymore. There's still like little enemy patterns that are random, but for the most part, big random elements out of the run now. Except for at the very end, there's stuff again. So that stage ran rather smoothly. Now we have upcoming Lost City, All Night stage. That one was also terribly hard. I think it's probably the hardest stage out of like this world, like out of these 3 stages you see on the screen right now. This one is definitely the hardest in my opinion. There's so much going on. This bomb throw here is kinda hard. Okay, I got it. This is kinda hard to time, as like trivial as it looks. Like throwing the bombs while still in the air after the screen transition. Oh my, that was so scary. I almost died there. So usually you're supposed to ride like the big beetle there, but Play can just kind of fly all over it, so it doesn't matter. And now this room is kinda hard too. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, that was smooth. This is really tight. It looked tight too, if you paid attention. There was like 3 things. Like 3 different things just about to hit me. So that strat is kinda tight. These slimes are random, so sometimes they mess you up a bit, but it's not a big deal. That was a good pattern. Now this is like one of the main mechanics of this stage, with the big slime things here. You can bounce off. You can also like throw these like little slime blocks right here into the lava and it turns them into slime. It's more important than casual play. It doesn't really matter in the speedrun. So now we just damage boost to this guy. And this is the second beetle room. You would also normally ride that guy, but once again, it's Plague Knight, I can just fly over it. Although I make that sound easier than it is. Like, that room is rather hard. I just wasn't, but... Actually, both of the beetle rooms are some of the harder rooms in the game, but... Yeah, you don't have to ride the beetle, which Shovel Knight has to some degree. So I'm glad we can just skip him entirely. I mean, Shovel Knight can also skip them, but not as much. And now Mole Knight, this is actually... This fight looks really straightforward, and it is really straightforward, but getting these, like, precise bomb throws is kinda hard. It's definitely more difficult than it looks. This is one of the boss fights, as easy as it looks. that I struggled with the most for the longest time. And I think every Plague Runner struggles with them, or with Mole Knight rather, for the longest time. It's definitely a hard fight to get consistently good at. Alright, so that was 3 stages again, so if you paid attention earlier, we'll get another health upgrade here, and a little cutscene. Oh my... Did I just do that? Okay, well, I'm actually... Well, that is a mistake. I just bought something that you're not supposed to buy. It's fine though. I should be still fine on money. I just lost a bunch of time to that though. That's like a 5-second mistake for no reason. But otherwise I'll be fine. I lost time to menuing right there. That's quite something. Alright, and now Flying Machine. This is another stage where Global Cycles and banter. Not as much as Exploratorium, but still. There's like a fan cycle with like these wind things. That you'll try to catch later. And now this is also the stage where we pick up the one and only Arcana that we'll use in this run, which is the Staff of Striking. So you see the power bar at the top, like in the hut, the green bar, that's my magic. Once I actually use it, you'll see that it regenerates after a time, and I can use it, you know, as much as I like to until it runs out. When you run out of magic though, you have to like wait, like you're blocked out of using Arcana until the magic bar is completely refilled again. Oh, I messed this up a bit, but it should be fine still. Yeah, okay. Well, now I won't make the global cycle at the end anymore, but it's fine. So pretty much that you just want to use this on boss fights as much as possible. Without running out of magic. As a TLDR of using this particular item in this run. So the Staff of Striking I just picked up, it's just a fast way to attack. Like some of the Arcana you get is like more utility or movement based. There's like a Staff of Searching which kind of propels you upwards. There's a Vet that you can like use as a platform in the air. This is like the most attack based Arcana, and it's useful for a bunch of boss fights. Actually for all of them pretty much. And especially later in the run it will save a bunch of time. Because it makes some boss fights way faster. So this is what it looks like. Just a fast attack. Nothing too special about it. Alright, and this is an auto-scroller, so I'll use this to take a sip. One of the few unskippable auto-scrollers in this category. There's like 3 in total, I think. Yeah, there's 3 unskippable auto-scrollers in this category. This is the first one. And also, upcoming soon is a room we call the Wind Tunnel. It's just as scary as it looks, believe me. I'll try to get it, hopefully, because it looks really cool. But it's a really precise strat. It's this one. This might make it. Oh, sweet. So yeah. I think you get why I said that looks scary, because I was basically in those spikes with my head. That saves quite a bit. You would usually have to do an extra fan cycle there, which would lose about, I think, 7 to 8 seconds, or 6 to 8 seconds. I'm not sure anymore. I haven't timed it, but yeah, it saves at least 6 seconds or so. Alright, and this is one of the hardest quick kills in the game, I hope I get it. Nope. Oh, no, I can't get it anymore. Right, yeah. I still get a fast kill though, it's fine. Oh, okay. I almost messed it up terribly. So I didn't get the fastest kill, sadly. I really wish I could have showed that off, because it looks insanely cool. It's definitely that might be the most technical fight in the game if you want to get the quickest kill. But I still settle for a rather quick kill, so it's fine. Somebody's asking in the chat if I'm Swedish or Danish. I'm German. Close enough. Alright. So yeah, that kill still was rather fast. I lost about 3 to 4 seconds of the optimal kill. And now this is the second time we fight Black Knight. If it goes optimally, I would stun lock him just as I did the first time. But this fight is rather finicky. Concentrate for a sec. This might make it. So it's all about positioning and timing your bombs here. He will, at a specific health, he will always do an invincible backdash to escape the stun lock. Okay, I got it, that's perfect. So yeah, he will always do like a dash towards you, which is fully invincible from the startup, from the first frame he does. So, the only way to make him not do that is by making your bombs explode at the same time that he is vulnerable again. So that is really precise because you need a specific specific position, and on top of that you need a specific timing. And if you throw too late, your bomb will explode too late, so he will backdash. If you throw too early, the bomb will end up behind him and he will bounce towards you, which also will make him escape the stun lock. So that is one of the most finicky fights in the game. It's not necessarily hard, it's just easy to mess up. And now this is Stranded Ship. I like to call this the easy stage in the game to kill a run on, and I'll stick with that statement. The reason is, you will use a lot of damage boosts in this category. Not in this category, what am I saying? In this stage, rather. So it's already scary because you will be at low health by the end of it. And there's lots of bottomless pits and lots of spikes on the ground and everywhere. And there's lots of strats trying to avoid these spikes as closely as possible. So there's a bunch of strats where if you mess up just a little, it's over. Now, the upcoming room is one in particular that likes to kill runs, so this is a really precise D-boost I hope to get. This might do it. Sweet. So if you are too early on that D-boost, or no, sorry, if you are too high on that damage boost, you end up hitting the ceiling and that will make you bounce downwards immediately, which will make you end up in the pit. If you are too low, you will not end up being high enough after the damage boost, so you won't be able to grab the ladder. So if you are either too fat or too high or too low, you'll die by falling in the pit. So that one is rather precise and likes to kill runs. I'm glad I got it there perfectly. The upcoming room looks rather scary, but it's fine mostly. Oh, I almost messed it up. Okay, cool. That was a rather good stage, I'm happy. I don't get these a lot of times, and now this boss fight is rather easy, I would say. Ooh, I messed it up. Frick. Actually, let me do this. That was scary. So that was the first time you saw me use these things called health tonics. Basically, you can collect them. Those are the little potions you see in the hut. So I have one left right now, and you can use them at any time, and they'll like increase your maximum health until you die. So I'll keep this health unless I die, and they will also heal you in the process. And now we'll buy full magic here. Do I have enough? Yeah, I do have enough money. Oh, way enough, okay. I was a bit frightened because I bought that thing on accident earlier, but it's fine. That is, the money's not precise in this, really. And full magic is useful for killing bosses faster. Faster? Yeah, faster. Because as you see, hopefully, Staff of Striking is quite a good weapon. So the more we can use it, the faster the bosses become. So picking up the magic there, doing that little detour is definitely worth it. Alright, now Clockwork Tower, there's some hard strats here and there, but for the most part the stage is rather easy compared to both Flying Machine and Stranded Ship. So this is kinda a bit of a... I like to call this the calm before the storm, because you just got past like some of the hardest stages. If you're on PB pace, your heart is probably racing by now. And this is kinda easy, and then after this is by far the hardest stage in the game, like by a long shot. But it's nice having this little downtime here. And this is supposed to be an auto-scroller, we can just skip it by doing some good damage boosts here and there. And now there's the second auto-scroller I mentioned that is unskippable coming up soon. And then we only have a third one in the second to last stage in the game. Alright. I did some small mistakes, but I got through rather briefly. Or smoothly, rather. So this was fine, definitely. And this is the auto-scroller I mentioned. So yeah, nothing really going on here. Let me actually check. I am 20 seconds behind on my record right now. Actually, is that true? It is true, okay. So this run is, all things considered, for a marathon run, still pretty good. Did some dumb mistakes, but it's fine. Then again, world record also did some dumb mistakes, but we don't talk about those. Because they will make me feel sad, so let's just ignore that. Alright, now this is Tinker. He's like easy as fuck. Alright, that was the boss. Full boss. Oh, wait. Nice troll right there. Thanks, I know. And the Oscar goes to me. Best acting ever. Yeah, this was only the first phase. He's a pushover. The second phase, though, is not that hard either. So it doesn't really matter. In Shovel Knight, this is like one of the most technical boss fights I heard. In Plague, it's rather easy, even the second phase. Alright, so this is all the main stages of all the main nights. Now the only stuff that is left is the tower. And now this is, as I said, so the tower consists of 3 stages. The first stage is by far the hardest stage in the game, you cannot imagine. It's simultaneously the hardest stage to execute and also the hardest, or the easiest stage, like, or one of the easy stages to just, like, mess up a run, because, like, there's so much stuff where you just are off a few pixels and you'll die. I'll point it out when I'm there. And then you also have one of the more inconsistent hard bosses at the end, and then after that we have Ascent, which is the second part of the tower. That one is pretty easy to stage, there's like some scary strats, but it's easy. And then we have Boss Rush and Ascent, which is by far the hardest bit of the game. Boss Rush can swing a run, like minus 20 seconds to plus 20 seconds. There's so much going on there, both execution-wise and RNG-wise, that like it couldn't completely turn and run. Alright, so the beginning of the stage is rather easy. Now we have the Crusher, which is also not that hard, but this is definitely one of the most scarier parts. Because we do like we try to skip a cycle at the end here of this kind of auto-scroller. And that one is, as I said, it's not hard, it's just, well, it's somewhat precise, I guess. But not really hard to pull off. But if you do it wrong, obviously you die, because you just get crushed. Alright, that was it. And now this room is really terrible, even though it looks easy. Definitely one of the hardest rooms in the stage. And now this room is also really scary. These channeliers are on a global cycle. If you jump too high there, you die to the spikes. And now this room is the scariest thing ever. You see a pattern here. Side damage boost right over those spikes. If you burst too early, you won't make it to the end. If you burst too late, your invincibility will run out, and you just die to the spikes. So that one is really precise and really scary, because a slight mistake would just completely kill the run. And now upcoming is Black Death 3, so he's a bit of a jerk. There's somewhat consistent strats for him, but he can still mess you up. So we want to skip. Actually, wait, let me concentrate. This should make. No, what a jerk! What the heck? Oh my god. Okay, well, so this is what we want to skip, this attack, which is kind of precise. Because that attack costs a bunch of time, as you just saw. And you. What is he doing? What is this? Okay, well, that was a weird attack pattern. I haven't seen that. What is he doing? Okay, I'm blown away right now. This is like the weirdest Black Knight pattern I ever got. It's fine though. We killed him. So that cost a bunch of time, but it's okay. But yeah, in perfect fight would try to skip that attack where he throws these like purple fireball things, because that costs a lot of time, and then he will usually, like, you try to get some bombs in on him, and then he'll start doing his like diving attack, And once he's in there, once you hit him out of that, he'll go into his flying phase. And in the flying phase, he doesn't take any knockback, so you won't get in vulnerability frames after hitting, after getting hit rather. So you can just go ham on him with Staff of Striking. Alright, so this is a bit scary, but not really. Alright, now this is also kind of scary. Didn't get the D boost, that's fine. You can still make this cycle, this platform cycle. But ideally I wanted to get damage boosted by that rat there. And now this is we like to call this the Mario Maker room, because it just, well, bad game design. There's a bunch of blocks and a bunch of enemies in weird places. And that fast thread through that room is kind of difficult, but I got it, so it's fine. And now Shovel Knight would ride like the fountain thingy. I don't even know what it is. It's like a griffin that you can ride, like a platform. Shovel Knight would ride that through that passage I just went through. With Plague you can just go over it and go through it. So I'll take some intentional damage here. I'll usually go down to 3 health. For the sake of the marathon I'll go to 4 health. The reason that is, so if you were here earlier and listen carefully, Shovel Knight will use his relic, what is it called again, Face Locket? You will only use that if you are above 2 health. So Shovel Knight is also part of this boss rush upcoming, and he will always be the last boss of the boss rush. So this is why, once again, the upcoming boss rush is by a long shot the hardest split in the game. It's definitely even compared to the rest of the game in terms of difficulty. There's not only you have to fight the bosses, you have to fight them fast, and you have to also care about your health, all while doing that. And there's like, after every boss there spawns like a dinner blade that has health pickup, and you need to avoid that, because you need to stay at low health for the entire duration of the boss rush. Because at the end there's Shovel Knight, and you can only get the quick kill on Shovel Knight if you are below 2 health, because then he won't use his relic, his face locket thingy. So you have to do the boss rush while avoiding health pickups and staying at a particular health throughout the entire thing. And also do it fast. So that's just, that what makes this so hard. And if you are not below 2 health, Shovel Knight is a complete bitch. You will lose so much time to Shovel Knight if you are not below 2 health. Like the quick kill compared to like an average not quick kill will lose about 20 seconds. It's complete trash. Well, not trash, it makes this really hard and interesting, but it's hard to pull off. Right, so Pole Knight will always be part of the 3 bosses. That's one of the only things you know about this boss rush are that Pole Knight will be part of the first 3 bosses and Shovel Knight will be the last boss. Except for that, the order is random completely. So I always position myself like kinda right here, just like at the right 2/3 of the thing, because that's just the most, like the best position for the majority of bosses. Also I messed this fight up a bit, but it's fine. Well, presumably it's fine. I hope this is fine. God damn it. Okay, I'll do a backup strat here. Okay, got a good RNG though. That was a kinda bad fight, but it's okay for a marathon. This is good. So I said this earlier, this is what you don't want to have him do in the real stage, like in his actual stage. You want to avoid this as badly as possible. Also, please don't Tinker. Everything but Tinker. God, screw you, man! Oh, come on, dog. This is terrible. No, please don't pick up the health. Ah, Jesus. So my position was weird there because Treasure gave me weird RNG. But once again, Treasure hookshotting up to the ceiling is actually good in boss rush because you can go ham on him with Staff of Striking more easily. In the normal stage, it's terrible. But the thing is that I was in a bad position to fight Tinker, so that's why I didn't want him. But I got him anyway because this game doesn't give a heck of what I want. Oh, this might be weird. Please let me get this. So there's a particular fight for Propeller here, rather. Okay, I think I should get it though. My position was kind of weird. Oh no! Actually, what do I do now? God damn it, that sucks. Should I take damage? Okay, so for the sake of... I'll kind of make time cost here. For the sake of showing off this cool category. So I'll take damage here, and it would probably be faster to kill him at this point. I picked up a turkey on accident, so this is really terrible. I'll just take damage on purpose to still show you the quick kill on Shovel Knight because it's really cool. Also, this might actually still be faster, even though I have to like take so much damage here. Because once again, fighting Shovel Knight normally is complete trash. So this, despite how slow it looks, this might still be faster than doing my alternative here. Who knows? Actually, it's probably not faster. I'm lying. God damn it, that was terrible. So yeah, this is the main thing you want to avoid, but whatever. It's a marathon. Can't expect everything to go right. So this is the how do I put it? This is a turnout of doing all that work to not pick up health and for staying at low health throughout the entire run. You can do that quick on him. Which at least saves like 15 seconds, and usually probably like 20 to 30 seconds, because Shovel Knight, fighting Shovel normally is completely terrible. So yeah. This was obviously bad, sadly. Because I picked up that turkey. Which is a real boss of boss rush, as we'd like to say. Sometimes harder to avoid the turkey compared to actually fighting the bosses. But this can still get sub 41 according to my sum of best, so which would be under 2 minutes behind world record, about 1.5, so that's fine. Okay, now this rush, what am I saying? This stage is just a boss rush basically, in a way. So there's this part of the stage, and then the next few rooms, and then after that it's just 3 bosses in succession. So first off, we fight Enchantress. She's kinda hard and easy to mess up. I might play it safe, but there's a Madman strat that looks really cool and scary that I kinda wanna show off. So I might go for the dumb thing here and just do the hard strat, because it looks cool. We'll see. And then after that we'll fight Plague of Shadows, he's like super random. And then we fight Corrupted Essence, and then that is the end of the game. So this should be done in about 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, good so far. I missed 1 damage there, but it's fine. These good dives. So these dives are random. Okay, I won't go for the really dumb strat here, because I don't have enough magic for it. This is still kinda cool. But usually, like, I took a damage boost there to get down, like, below the stage there. You can just go below the stage, like, on yourself, or by yourself rather, and just, like, jump at her and kill her with the staff. It looks really scary, and it is really scary. But I had too little magic to do it there, because I had to use some magic on her dives, because she gave me bad dives. So yeah, upcoming now is Plague of Shadows, which is just a clone of ourselves. He's basically, like... He's basically what Shovel Knight has to fight in the Exploratorium. And he's really random. So he usually jumps about, like, over you, but that's what I'm saying, usually. See it right there. He only did it once. He can jump up to 3 times. And how many times he jumps is completely random. The only thing you know is that he jumps towards you. So this kinda sucks, because it's like big RNG right at the end of the game, but it's okay. There's still like decent strats for him. And now this is the last boss. The boss that is really easy, and I famously 3-cycled in my world record. For no reason, so hopefully I get a 2-cycle here, because this boss is easy. Although there's some randomness involved in it. So you just blow... Yeah, okay, I got the bad. In both phases you can do 2 attacks. I got the bad attack there. Oh yeah, you blow open this thing here at the bottom. Okay, I got a good attack here though. And then he'll open his mouth and you can hit him. And time. So that's a 40-54. This would still be 3rd place on the leaderboard, but it was a good run, I'd say. This is 1 minute and 40... No, wait, what am I saying? 1 minute and 36 seconds behind world record. So still pretty decent for a boss run. What am I saying? For a marathon run. This run would have been really good if I, or not really good, but good, if I didn't mess up so bad in boss rush. But that boss rush mistake was crucial. But that's what I'd said, it's the hardest bit in the game. Can't expect to get it right all the time. So yeah, still a good run overall. Wait, let me go to the dancing scene because it's cool. And at this point I'd just like to shout out this game and the speedrunning community of this game. Oh, it is 4th place, yeah, actually. If this looked mildly interesting to you, definitely check this game out. So the cool thing about Shovel Knight is that there's currently 3 characters. They all play completely independent and like completely different of each other. And there's a 4th character coming out. And then there's also like 4 categories for each character. So the cool thing about this game is there's so many different ways to like do a speedrun of it. Because while Plague Knight is more like generally movement focused, for instance Shovel Knight has way cooler boss fights than Plague Knight, but has less movement. So if that's your kind of thing, then check out Shovel Knight. Or Spectre Knight is just kind of a mix of both, with like kind of cool movement and then also like really fast and precise boss fights. So there's just like a bajillion different cool categories in this game. And there's so many different ways to speedrun it, so definitely check it out. And yeah, that was Plague of Shadows Ending Percent. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what's coming up next actually. But you can cut it right about here. Thanks for having me.